We are live, Jack, episode 6, Super Bowl edition.
You just threw me off a little bit. You didn't do your 3, 2. We are live. It threw me off just a little bit, but it's all good. We're having a good day. It's Sunday.
I think the reason that I didn't do it was because I was up until 3 o'clock in the morning last night. So
What were you doing?
We were on a bus trip, which I now remember how much the bus hurts my body.
Isn't it brutal, dude? Like, all you need is one trip to remind you.
Oh, I'm swollen. I don't know how we used to go. I was thinking about this on the bus. We used to bus, 8 to 12 hours and then play that day.
I know. Isn't that crazy? That's messed up.
Yeah, like
That's messed up.
I can barely walk this morning, let alone play a full game.
Literally, like you pray that little dynamic warm-up that you do for 20 minutes gets you into game mode.
Yeah, my half Subway sandwich that I ate at 12 o'clock, even though it's an 8 p.m. game.
Yeah, exactly. Underfed and sat on a bus for 12 hours. It's a good way to play a game.
Coach's like, why don't you have your legs? I'm like, Coach, all I had to eat today was an egg this morning, a Subway sandwich at 11 o'clock, and 3 boxes of Cheez-Its.
Right, yeah. I love when they tell you to bring your own snacks on the bus. It's like, I can only bring so many snacks.
You know what's kind of funny is when you, as a player, I remember like being in say you stop at like a rest stop. Mm-hmm. I remember being like weary of like the snacks that I chose because like coach is looking, right? Like,
right.
If we got a game at night and he sees me like crushing some, I don't know, Oreos or something. Yeah, the powdered donut. So last night we stopped on the way back and now I'm kind of looking, right? What
are you guys watching?
A little bit.
You got it, I feel like.
Dude, I'm looking. We got some, I don't know. It doesn't really matter because it was on the way home.
Right.
We got some interesting choices.
So when you were on the road, like for road trips for yourself in college and stuff, once you got to a hotel, were you a gas station guy or like?
Oh yeah, I'm in the gas station crew. I'm fine. Me and 2 other guys are probably responsible for firing off the group text. Like, hey,
you were the group texter.
Lobby and 5. We got a Sunoco to get to.
You do. I was not a gas station guy. Just never went.
Never?
Rarely.
What are you doing for snacks?
Nothing. I usually like that night I'll stick it out and then the next day I'll grab some like oatmeal packets or something from the breakfast area and eat that. But I never got, because whenever I go there, nothing seems good to me. So the only way I go is if I need water.
Water or Gatos. Yeah, Gatos or water. Now, what would you say if you did win? What were your staples? Like this is what I look for the same thing every time.
See, I struggle with that because every time I go in, I'm like trying to look for a healthy option, but at the same time, it's a gas station. So it's like, well, really, what am I going to find here? But okay, my staple is goldfish. I love goldfish, dude. All-time snack. What about you?
Good choice. I would say in college, like when I was playing, we had the same roommate. So me and my roommate, like the flips, it's like chocolate covered pretzels.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we would have the flip challenge. So like he would get the flips and I would get the flips. And you go 3, 2, 1, and you'd put the flip in your mouth. Yeah. And the first one to suck off all the chocolate without breaking the pretzel won. So you'd be like 3, 2, 1, like 5 guys, and you throw a flip and you're like trying to get the chocolate off.
Unreal, dude. That's how you know, like you're looking for anything to keep you entertained.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say flips, and then now I'd probably say like trail mix. I don't know. Trail mix is a staple.
You get trail mix with M&Ms in it?
Oh yeah, it's kind of like it's a guys. You're not getting trail mix. You're getting M&Ms.
It's pretty much. It's just an excuse for you to eat M&Ms. It's like
there's trail mix. There's like a couple of options at the trail mix station. It's usually like antioxidant, and then it's like super immune plus, and then it's like nuts and chocolate. I'm going right for the nuts and chocolate.
I love too that the M&Ms are like some off-brand, no logo on them or anything.
Oh yeah, it depends on the trail mix though. I think Planters uses a real M&M.
Really? Are you sure?
I could be making that up.
We might have to fact check that. I don't know if they do.
I could be making that up.
That's awesome though. All right, so you had a long bus trip last night. You were on the road all weekend, so you're a little beat up today. But this weekend for me, are you looking it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to know now. Does Planters use real M&Ms? Yes, Planters nuts and chocolate M&Ms.
I wonder if they got a sponsorship with them. Like,
Well,
if
this
they're I wonder if M&M's who
wait,
makes M&M's?
Mars.
Okay, yeah, I should know that.
Wait,
They're
here's a
true
good one. Here's a 13-minute YouTube video on Planters Light Peanuts versus popcorn M&Ms. I'm not sure what that even
Oh,
means.
popcorn M&Ms must be what is in the other ones, the no logo ones?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Probably, probably.
Oh
I'm
my god,
surprised no one's made I guess they've made an offshoot M&M, but, like, no other place has, like, really made an
Skittle,
M&M.
Skittle.
Yeah, but that's not M&M.
You could argue
Same
you could
shape,
argue
same
that
look.
Skittle and M&M is like Michigan State. Like that's a pretty big rivalry.
That is a pretty big rivalry. 2 totally different vibes, though.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, I
Skittle's
guess
like a
same I
little
guess sa
sweet.
right, right. Well, so is M&M, though.
I guess so is M&M.
It's like a different sweet, though. It's like a fruity sweet versus a chocolate sweet.
Yeah. Okay. Nobody cares about this. Anyway, how
Yeah.
are you? How are you doing? How was your weekend?
It was good. Yesterday, went skiing, of course. It's a little icy out there, though, and the light was super flat,
Ooh,
so it can be like, depending on the goggles you have on, it's hard to see, make out, like, bumps and stuff, so
okay.
if you're cruising and, like, all of a sudden it'd be like, "Boom," and you're like, "Oh, what the hell?" Like, my back or knees just takes a beating because you can't see them. So, it wasn't as fun as other days with so much snow and stuff, but it was still good to get out there.
I do have to
Went by
say,
myself.
I saw in your Snapchat story. Well, I don't
Oh,
know if maybe there was a filter on that. I
no
don't
no
know.
filter. I'll tell you yeah, are you talking
It
about
was.
my
Oh my
view?
god! It was this video. It was a video of Jack like approaching the mountain. It
Mhm.
looked like something off of like on Instagram when you like go to like the fake reels where like people are like go to Ibiza. Like this is what it looks like.
Yeah,
That's what it
yeah.
looked like. It was like something out of a movie. It was sick.
Yeah, so, it was I think that was at, like, 6 no, that's probably right around 7:15 in the morning, driving up the canyon, and the sun was just starting to, like, kind of reflect off the back, had, like, a nice cotton candy sky, and but
Yeah,
what I
the
yeah,
cotton candy
cotton
sky.
cotton candy, baby. But what I do is if you go to your camera on your phone and you click it where you want it to focus, you can drop, like, the brightness, I guess, so it kind of dims everything, but it still holds that light in the background. So it kinda adds, like, a cool little layer to it. So
So
I guess
a
kind of a
little filter.
filter, but, like, it's more
Yeah.
of a it was a me filter, though, it wasn't a Snapchat one or anything like that.
Okay.
So, yeah, but the views driving up there are incredible. It's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah. Way better than the New York State Thruway that I was on.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I wanna get into here. So, obviously, I've been filming content and stuff. I call it content, it's not videos, it's
It's
content.
content. Content
We're
creators.
content creators. But so I wanna start filming, like, a little bit more, like, action shot stuff, and I was talking to this one kid that I know here about using a drone to do, like, some I wish we had, like, a pond up in the mountains that I could skate on, but everything's covered with snow. So I was like, wanna do stuff with, like, rollerblading, and kinda get some cool action shots and stuff, especially, like, up in the mountains, like, unbelievable views. So, instead of a drone, now they have these cameras called an Insta360. And have you ever seen those where it's like someone will like be holding it looks like someone's recording in front of them and like the selfie stick is like disappears?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
So it's one of those cameras and it takes a video of the full 360 shot everywhere you look is what it's
So are
recording.
you holding anything? You have to be holding something.
Yeah, you're holding a selfie stick.
And it's like got a gyroscope, so it's able to go around you.
No. Like, are you
Okay.
saying, like, it goes around you, like, over
Yeah.
your head and stuff? Well, they do have ones that do that, but
Okay.
this one, you just, like, could hold out in front of you, hold out by the side and stuff, and it gets rid of the selfie stick, like, it cuts it out, so it looks like
Oh,
you're holding nothing, so it looks like a drone's flying behind you
oh, that's
or in
cool.
front of you. Yeah, so I just ordered it, I'm actually really fired up, this is, like, the first thing I've ever bought for
That's cool. Now, are you?
content creation.
I have a question for you though. With the rollerblades,
Okay.
this is pretty important. What rollerblades are you using? Are you using Mars blades?
No, I was actually gonna reach out to them, I have Mission rollerblades.
Okay.
Um, but I've been battling them. I was gonna get into this. So the bolts or whatever, the hex bolts were stripped, like 3 of them, and I could not get them out to save my life. So yesterday I went to Home Depot and bought a screw strip, like it removes the strip screw. I was battling this thing for like an
Just getting your
hour.
hair.
I had metal flying everywhere. No, I got them out.
Oh,
It was a
good.
battle, but yes. But then I get there to put the new wheels in. I can't get the bearings out of the old wheels, so now I just ordered new bearings too. So it's been an uphill battle with the blades, but
I had a pair of roller. I mean, I played roller hockey a while back, like in the summer times, and I lost a wheel on the back, but then I replaced the wheel, so it went wheel blank, wheel, and
yep,
it looked cool, but probably not the safest thing. I mean, maybe it's fine.
I ride around like that too because I lost a wheel tube like mid
Oh,
street in Milwaukee. I just said F it and just kept going and just had
I kind of want to try
no.
the Mars blades. I wonder if they are like hockey. They say that it feels like ice hockey.
I know I wanted to reach out to them and see like if I made some videos for them or something that they would like send me
Yeah,
a pair.
and it may.
And so maybe I might once I start making a little bit
If,
rollerblading content.
yeah,
Also,
if
yeah,
anybody
go ahead.
listening, I was gonna say if anybody listening works for Mars blades, there it is right there.
Sponsorship. Sponsor me. But
Sponsor.
also, so what I wanted to get into too about the rollerblades was mountain biking, right? Like you're going up, like at least here, you're up in the mountains and there's trails that you ride down
Yeah,
through the mountain. And it gets pretty intense. Like mountain biking is insane. Well, they make skates that have like fat tire wheels on them. And I don't know if they have air in them or what, but they have a tread on them and stuff. And they have skates meant for like off-roading.
really.
Yeah, I kind of want to try it.
Wait, did you tell a story on here about the mountain lion?
Yeah, I think I did.
Was that on the Yeah,
It was on the podcast.
I remember that noise you just make. That's why. Let's say so. I think if you come across a mountain lion in those skates, you may be better off.
You think he could? Oh, dude, he would track me down so easily.
Well, he would look at the tracks. He would look at the tracks like Scooby Doo.
Yeah,
he would follow.
you would see me the whole way.
Can you make that noise one more time?
All right.
Is there a mountain lion in here?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm thinking about. I'm gonna reach out to them too. So see if they.
Are you gonna reach out to the mountain lions?
Yeah, the mountain lion crew. No, the company who makes those rollerblades.
I'd say that would be a great video. That would be a great video. You escaping a mountain lion, and then you go down to the skates and Mars Blade brought to you by Mars
Blade. For sure. All right. Anyway, so beyond that topic, today is Sunday, February 12th. We don't like to add a date to this because they're timeless episodes, but today is the Super Bowl.
Go Chiefs.
Eagles. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, no. All right. So what I was going to say, Eagles, Chiefs, who do you got?
I am going with the Chiefs, and my reasoning is arbitrary. I have some family that lives in Kansas City, so I'm going to claim it to that. I don't follow the Eagles that much, so that's another reason why I kind of go with the Chiefs. And I think the experience of Mahomes and Kelsey may come into play here. So that's what I'm going to go with.
Are you basing it off of like who you think is going to win, or who do you want to win? Because
I don't know. I don't follow football that much, but
okay.
I guess today I can claim that I follow football because I'm going to watch it.
Big football guy.
Hopefully, some good commercials. Wait. I have a question for you right now. Best all-time Super Bowl commercial. Go.
I really like that series of the Bud Light ones that they had.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Those were good. But off the top of my head, I can't think of like one specific. There's some funny ones.
I would say
Doritos has some good ones. Doritos usually the pug. Was it the pug?
The puppy monkey baby. Yeah, it was a baby. I don't know who created this, but it was a puppy monkey baby. It had the head of a puppy, a body of a monkey, and the legs of a baby, and he was eating Doritos.
Yeah.
So I would say that one. And I would say there was like a Budweiser commercial where like this dog was like training a horse. You remember that? He was training a horse, like a thoroughbred horse, for like a race, and then I think the horse died.
Yeah,
and then the dog like ran the race and beat the horses, and then like crushed a Budweiser after or something like that.
You know what fires me up about the Budweiser? I think it's Budweiser, the Clydesdale horses.
Yeah,
like those big boys. Those things aren't. Have you ever seen one in person?
No.
Oh my god, dude! They are like the most incredible thing ever. They are huge.
They're loud.
They look like moose. They look like moose. Is it moose or meese?
It's definitely moose. Wait. I have a good hockey connection to this. Okay. My skating coach in the summertime used to call me a Clydesdale. No. Not as a good thing. Oh. I guess when a Clydesdale walks, it's like
Oh, they're
So
loud.
that's like how I skated. Like just really like
You
not
kind
smooth at all.
you kind of are a stomper out there.
Yeah, but Clydesdale, you're like a thoroughbred, nice and smooth, nice and smooth, stallion. There you go.
That's unreal. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. So the one thing that kind of rattles me about the Super Bowl commercials now, though, is I feel like they're so like politically charged. Like
Yes,
everything
everything is.
seems to like has to have a message behind it, or they're trying to like prove some political stance to the world because they know everyone's watching and they can.
Yeah, I'm not
They
trying to
have
watch. I'm not trying to watch two M&Ms like vote tonight. I'm trying to watch two M&Ms like getting a pool party or something. Like,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. It seems so politically charged now. Over the last couple of years, like it's been tough to watch the commercials. And one thing, okay, so this is one thing I really like about the Stanley Cup Finals versus like the Super Bowl or even the NBA Finals. I know that the Super Bowl is only one game and Stanley Cup 7, so it's a little bit different. But I like how like the NHL Finals is like it's all about the game. Everything is like centered around the game. There's not all these theatrics going on, and it's like the whole reason everyone there is to watch the game and not go to watch like the Super Bowl halftime show or like the commercials and stuff. Like you know what I mean? Like
wait. So we
the
got
main
who?
focus is.
Oh
Go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say for the Super Bowl, huge focus is the halftime show, which is
Yeah,
who is it this year?
Rihanna.
What?
Which
All right, give me two songs that you think she's gonna play.
oh, dude, I see. This is part of the thing at the end of the show that I want to talk about. I'm not good with names, song names. I know general things. I
I'm
don't
going
know
with
specific.
I'm gonna
Dun,
go
dun,
with
dun, dun,
Disturbia.
dun.
So that's definitely gonna be one.
Disturbia.
Yep,
Yeah.
just like
Okay.
that. And then
That's a good one. It has to be on there.
only girl in the world. That'll definitely be in there.
Sing it.
It's like I'm the only girl in the world.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe
Okay.
we cut
Okay.
that out. Maybe we
No,
cut that out.
no cuts in this one, baby.
Okay, so
But
who do you have for the Super Bowl? I
I
said
have.
Chiefs.
I don't know if they're gonna win, but I want the Eagles to win. And my main reasoning is Jalen Hurts. I
Cool story.
think, yeah, such a great story, and like seems like a good guy. Like keeps his nose to the ground. Like isn't like in the media making a big stir of things. Not that many NFL players are, but there's a few.
Can you
And he
share
just,
his story?
yeah. So, well, when he was at Alabama, I don't know
Yeah,
what
I
year
guess a little
it
bit
was.
from Alabama.
Right. So when he was at Alabama, they were in the national championship. I don't know what year that was, but he had a bad first half and they were down pretty bad. So they took him out and Tua went in, Tua Tagovailoa, and he went in and he came back. Came back. I don't know who they were playing, and they, had to come back. They ended up winning the national championship, I think in overtime.
Yep.
And then from then on, the next year, Jalen Hurts lost his starting spot because of one half of football. He lost his starting spot to Tua.
Yeah,
And
but
then
then what happened in that championship game? That's underrated. People forget this. Tua got
did he
hurt.
did he come in?
Yeah, and Jalen Hurts went in, and
Oh,
Jalen
yeah.
Hurts won the game.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And then from there, he transferred out, went to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Because I think at that time they might have changed the transfer rules because he didn't have to sit out
Yeah, I
the
don't know.
next
Maybe.
year. And then he was up for the Heisman.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I don't think he won it, but he was up for it. And then he got drafted late in the NFL. And he was behind, I think he was behind Carson Wentz, maybe at the time.
It could be.
And it didn't look like he was going to play. He got hurt. He steps in, and from there on out, he's been, pretty good quarterback. So it's cool to see like how
Yeah, the
something
ups and downs of that is crazy.
like how it seemed like from like the outside looking in, because they would pan to him all the time during like the regular season and stuff when he wasn't playing in college. And he always seemed to have like a good attitude and always like kept his spirits up and wasn't dogging anyone on the team or like Saban or Tagovailoa. Like he was just like seems like a pretty good guy. So it's pretty cool to see what he's done.
I think they there's an interview somewhere like because he played the whole season until they took him out for Tua, and then they
Right.
won. And then I think there's an interview like the next year when like he was put in the finals, and they were like, "How did you feel the year before?" And he was like,
Yeah.
"Everybody was celebrating." I could be wrong in this quote, but he was like, "Everybody was celebrating, and like me and my family were crying, and my dad was like, it's gonna be okay, like everything's gonna work out." And then it did work out for him, and he's playing the Super Bowl
Right.
today.
Right. Yeah, that's incredible. I can't even imagine like being taken out and losing your starting job, and you know, you only have limited time in college, especially in football, to
Yeah.
go make it in the NFL. So
And,
it's like, holy
and I
shit, what
think
am
the
I
other,
gonna do? What am I gonna
and
do?
it's not like all the, I think, okay, fact checkers may be on me, but I think at one point, Tua, Mac Jones, and Jalen Hurts were the quarterbacks at Alabama. Like
I
maybe Mac Jones was like a freshman or something.
Yeah, I mean,
So
that
like
timeline would add up.
it's not like there's bad, like it's not like, oh, I'm just the second. Like no, it's a war every day, I'm sure.
Right. Oh, I can't even imagine like at those schools, like the battle for starting spots because you have multiple like 5-star recruits
Yeah.
coming in and playing and competing for spots, and it's got to be just got to be a grind.
I have a buddy that went to Alabama, and his work study, this is a cool story. His work study was working with the football team, like Waters
Sweet.
and like whatever they, like a work study helper, like
Yeah.
in the locker
Yeah.
room. So one day after practice, I don't know what it was. Maybe there was a meeting or something, but they would give the work study students. Now there's like 20 work study students. These like
Uh-huh.
yellow helmets and
Yeah.
like pennies, and they
Okay.
would walk the routes for the quarterbacks. So like,
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
that's
so
cool.
like Jalen Hurts or Tua would be like stepping back with the ball, and like the 6 or 7 work study guys would be like walking the routes, and
Mhm.
like he'd throw the ball to one of them. Like it's like so they can like visualize it. So
Yeah.
like here's my buddy who's like walking a route at the stadium
Yeah.
for Tua like during the season. It's pretty cool.
Dude, I think I would have to slap on a pair of cleats and like try to run a route for him. I'd be
Yeah, but
like,
I think they want you. I think they want it slow, like so they can
I know,
just see it.
well, I know, but I'd be like, "Hey, Tua, can we just run like after this? Can we just do like one route? I just want like a little out route from you."
With the hope that Tua would be like, "Hey, Saban, like, can we sign this guy here?"
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, no, there's 100% intention that I'm running that route so Saban and them could be like, "Oh, wow, this guy has potential."
So like,
Maybe a walk-on
look at that
spot?
thoroughbred. Like, look at that thoroughbred.
Honestly, if all right, so good question here. If you played football, what position do you think you would be best at?
It's a good question. It's a really good question. I think I would hope to be really good at linebacker on the defensive
Okay.
side of the ball, but
Yeah.
realistically, I'd be like a nose tackle, like something up front. And then on the offensive side of the ball, it'd be awesome to be the quarterback, but I don't know.
Oh,
I'd
dude,
probably
that
be like I don't know. I'd like to be a receiver. That'd be really cool, but I don't think I'm fast enough.
yeah, that being a quarterback would be unreal, but man, that the pressure on you and like just the your IQ has to be at like
All right,
such an insane level.
more pressure, quarterback or kicker?
Oh, different
I'm
kind,
going with kicker,
different
like
kind of
the
pressure,
field goal
man.
kicker.
Yeah, but the quarterback had to get that kicker in that position the whole time.
Yeah, but the kicker's got like the whole game. Like all it comes down to is this kick.
No, that I mean, I agree, but as a overall, did you see that? What kicker was that? The guy in the Cowboys who missed like 5
Yeah,
straight in a
I always
row.
feel bad. I like don't
I
even like
know,
talking about it. It's like, oh, like
I know.
this
It
guy's like probably
sucks.
sad.
Oh, he's definitely sad.
Is he though? Maybe
He's
he's in that spot for a reason. Like maybe he's good at like forgetting
missing
about it.
field goals?
No,
Oh,
no,
oh.
forgetting about stuff like that. It's not a
Oh.
quick memory.
Yeah, he definitely could be. So, all right, that wraps it up on, football talk for the day. That's our football segment. We'll
I
come
like
at
it.
you once a week with that.
No one told me a football podcast.
Right,
Maybe
we
that's
could
in the
go a
branch.
whole
It's in the branch.
yeah, once we grow big enough, we'll do a subset with, a new crew, and they can talk football. No one told me football podcast. So the opportunities are endless with that. All right, so let's get into a little hockey talk here. So me and you both play defense, and we want to do a little series here, like for the next, what, 4 or 5 weeks, 5 positions,
Yeah.
of what your responsibilities are on the ice in each zone. So the offensive zone, neutral zone, defensive zone. So we're going to start off with defensemen, and we'll start off in, where do you think we should start?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's work our own net out. Let's do D zone
Okay.
first.
All right. So I'm going to throw the question at you first. What is your responsibility in the D zone
So I would
as a
say,
defenseman?
and it's a good question, and I have a simple answer, and then we're gonna build from it. I think
Mm-hmm.
I would say the number one job for D, and this is an important thing to remind yourself from a young age all the way up through college, is you got to defend. Like,
Yeah.
it sounds simple saying that, but if you watch like even the best college players, like I don't know, some of the best college D, they're still incredible defensemen too.
Yeah.
Like Luke Hughes is not just an offensive threat, like he's also a very good defender too. Right. So I think that like priority, right? You need to work from your own net out. I need to defend, and then I need to play offense. Now, specifically in terms of defending, you got to be on the right side of the puck. If I'm in a
All the
corner,
time.
if I'm in a corner battle, it can't be. And right side of the puck means for people listening, if you're looking at the boards, it would be boards. You don't want yourself pinned by an offensive player. You want the boards, that offensive player, and then yourself. So I'd say right side of the puck. And then 2, your opportunities that you have a chance to get the puck out, those need to be out. Those are what I would say with the 2 things. Get pucks out, be on the right side of the puck. Those are my 2 personal staples. What do you think?
Well, I can't express enough the right side of the puck, because you will see so many defensemen charging in to a wall battle, and the next thing you know, they're getting pinned up against the wall because they've, flew in, jumped the gun kind of to try to, be a force or be physical and stuff, and next thing you know, they're pinned against the wall and now they're out of position. Like it does happen sometimes too, where you do get pinned against the wall, right? Like say you're first guy on the puck, like there's nothing you can do about it sometimes. But once you do get pinned on the wall like that, you have to work yourself out of that position.
Now, when you are, now we're talking like tactics on staying off the wall. Like say, for example, if you do get pinned on the wall in the D zone, because maybe you're first to a puck, maybe you've killed a rim, maybe you've created a battle, and now that forward on the other team is in and pins you, right? What should be the first thing on your mind? I have one thing that I think of. I want to hear what you say. Say you're pinned, right? They have their leg in between your legs and you're pinned on the wall in the D zone. What do you think?
Well, so if I know I'm pinned and he's got me pinned pretty good, the one thing I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen is I need to keep that puck also pinned against the wall with me. Like I can't allow that puck to get loose where one of them can pick it and now they have positioning on me going to the net or whatever. They have me beat. So for me, my one thing is like if I know I'm pinned, I have to keep that puck on the wall with me until I feel like I can kind of get out of that.
Now,
Get out of that position.
So I would say that's option 1, definitely, right? Like you need to take care of that puck too. I would say option 2, and this is only if, right, this is after lots of practice, like you could try this in practice, is if you play like a shrink D zone. So like say, for example, it's you and 2 players in the battle at a time, whenever there's a stall, there's opportunities where you can quickly ditch the battle and spin off the pile. Like I'm in this battle. If I commit and say, I'm going to get to the D side of this as fast as I can, you can spin out of, like do your best to push off the wall, spin out of that, and then pin the forward. But the only negative to that, I would say, is in that time, if you're slow in doing that or you don't pin that forward, it looks like you've almost like quit.
Right.
So I would,
The one thing I'll say too about forwards is a lot of them in terms of like wall battles, they're not looking to pin you. They're sitting there, like if you're on the wall, they're sitting there behind you. They might throw some cross checks into your back to kind of throw you off balance or stuff, but they're mainly trying to pick that puck. Like they're not going to, for the most part, they're not going to have you pinned with their stick through your legs, like holding you up against the wall. That's not how they play, or that, that they've never really been taught that, like how defensemen are. So you're going to have a little bit more opportunity to make those spin-offs and then be in a good position again.
Yeah.
Would you say like they're not really looking to like stick
they're looking
to pull pucks.
They're looking to pull pucks, and in their look to pull pucks, right? Some ways as D that you can catch them off guard, right? Number 1, using that wall, right? So say you are pinned a little bit, right? Push off that wall with your stick, like move your butt backward. And then 2, I would say, is like in timing this properly, like a reverse hit as you're going into the corner.
Yeah.
So say like,
oh yeah.
So like I'm spread the puck's in the corner. Maybe the puck's gone from like low to high off the goalie. Now it's a race into the corner.
Yeah.
Like I'm sprinting in. I'm going to slow up a little bit. I'm going to check my shoulder, see what side he's on. I'm going to step into him from behind, and then I'm right to the puck. So it's a fine line between like getting an interference call. But I mean, if you go on YouTube and type in like Pavel Datsyuk reverse hits, like it's like great stuff.
It creates space for you for sure. When you reverse hit someone, it definitely creates space and it kills their momentum coming in on you, right? Like, so their momentum isn't going into you on the wall. it's slowed up and kind of can throw them off balance a little bit. So I definitely agree with that. So, and then, yeah, the importance of breakout passes, or not even breakout passes. Like if you don't have a play, like perfect the high and off the glass,
Oh yeah.
right? Like if you can perfect that, and if you're in tight spots and you can get that puck out to live to fight another day, make them come back into your zone, that is regroup and then try to, come back into your zone. That is a very useful tool. So I think keeping it simple on your passes when
Yeah.
breaking it out.
Oh, I would say 100%. You look at, right, Jack just said it's something. It sounds silly, right? I'm sure there's some young listeners who are like, what do you mean? Like perfect it off the glass, right? So like when you go to get it out, right? A lot of the times if you watch youth hockey, I'm going to say, because pros have kind of gotten it a little bit and high level college have kind of gotten it, is the guys will look to go off the glass and either the D will jump up and catch it and put it down, or it'll go for an icing. Like it's pretty hard to put it off the glass and let that puck die, like in the neutral zone, past their blue line, so that your guys can change and they can't go quick up at the same time. So that's a great point. Perfecting that, and then like we've talked about a million times before with Franz and Floyd Lindstrom, the 5-foot passes.
You got to keep it simple. Okay, so now we got the puck out of the D zone. Now we're in the neutral zone. What do you think is your responsibility?
I would say on the defensive side of the puck, I would say let's use those dots as guidelines, right? So if they're coming up the ice and I'm outside the dots, I've now given them an entry, and I say dots as in the face-off dots that line each side. If I'm outside the dots and I've given them an entry to the middle, we want to deny the middle as best we can. And then the second thing is, in doing that, I want to force dumps, right? Yeah. If you can prevent a clean entry, Jesus, what am I saying? If you can prevent a clean entry, right, you're in a good spot. So I would say prevent clean entries, stay inside the dots.
I totally agree. One other thing that I'll say in terms of playing in the neutral zone is don't get yourself flat-footed. You don't want to be hanging out at your blue line. Like that might be where your positioning is on the blue line, but you have to keep your feet moving around in that area. Stay active. So if they do start coming in on a line rush on you, you're not flat-footed, because starting at that blue line, flat-footed, trying to defend 2 or 3 guys that have full heads of steam on you, if you're not the best skater, it's going to be really tough to gap up and be effective playing defense on a line rush. You can't be flat-footed.
Now, when you say, right, what do you think? I have one idea, right? What are the ways that you could not stay flat-footed?
For me, see,
it's hard. It's hard because you don't really think about it.
Because it just kind of happens naturally. I don't know. You go first.
I would say the way that I would think about it, right, is, and if you watch NHL D would do that a ton. And we're going to get into like why it's important to watch NHL, like hockey. But like there's like a cyclic movement that a lot of D do almost, right? It's kind of like up and back. So like say my forecheck is like a 1-2-2. Jack's saying you don't want to ever be stationary, which is 100% correct. And in staying not stationary, right, you can move up and back a little bit. Like, but make sure, right, as they're coming toward you, you don't want to be moving like already on your way back, because then like your gap will be gapped out. Yeah. So I would say like little cyclic movement. Okay, now they come, I time it to where I'm sitting back at the right time that they're coming at me.
Yeah. I like to, I now that I think about it, like almost like kind of think of it as like an oval, where I like to like track the puck almost. Like, so if it's on my side, the D has it, their defenseman has it, and it's on my side, I'm kind of coming up, and then as it goes D to D, I'm kind of tracing it, but not like going like all the way across the ice, but keeping it within an area. Now I'm tracing it, and then once it gets moved up, now I'm starting to transition backwards and like get my gap from there. So I kind of like to track the puck. That kind of helps my feet, keep moving if I'm kind of just following where it's going.
Absolutely. I would say that a tactic that I could share that helped me, because I struggled a little bit with like the gaps. Like I was usually back a little bit.
It is so hard.
And against good players, like they'll just eat you up as they enter the O zone. And I progressively got a little bit better at like, okay, maybe they're going to get the line, but then I'm going to try to get a stick. But I think when I had my best success, me and my partner were on the same page in terms of, okay, maybe I'm going to be a little bit back, but he's going to be up. Or maybe I'm going to be up and he's going to be back. We're not parallel to each other. So in the neutral zone, like if the puck's on the right side, maybe the right side D is up a little bit, but it also depends on what your responsibilities are, like whether you're stick with the winger guy. It really depends on the team. But I'd say like work with your partner, right? Those are things you can plan and practice. Like I'm going to stay up, you fill in underneath, or I'm going to come over and I'm going to defend the guy on your side and you're going to come underneath. And now we've switched sides as the rush is coming toward us.
Oh, I love doing that where if the puck's coming, if the rush is coming on their side, you kind of take that top route to angle a little bit easier so you can kind of match their speed, and then your other defenseman fills under you.
Oh,
that is one of my favorite ways to gap up because you can keep your feet moving forward and kind of match their speed.
We used to have a drill in practice where it was like a straight 3-on-2 and then turned into like a D zone. But off the straight 3-on-2, we had 3 forwards at the top of the circle, 2 D at the red line. So you're kind of gapped out to begin with.
Yeah.
And the forward would just choose a side, right? He can skate it up the middle or he could kick it out, and then it's a full 3-on-2. And if you timed it properly to where like that forward kicks to your side, all of a sudden, the D's like right across. Like the forward really doesn't have a great option.
No.
So it's a good tool. It's also difficult to like manage, but I would say like those are things you could practice.
I know. I want to make a video on that. Like I think we've talked about it in terms of like trying to gap up and keep your like surf. I call it surfing.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're coming over the top, keeping your feet moving, and you have to have a good stick on it, or else that guy can cut back on you.
Yeah.
Right. If your stick is down the wall instead of like towards the middle, he can cut back on your hip really easily. Then you got to open up. But that is such an underutilized skill in youth hockey to keep your feet moving, defend moving forward if you can.
Yep.
Sometimes it makes it easier to gap up and stuff versus trying to gap up backwards.
Now I would say that now offensively, what do you think? So defensively, it was deny the middle, force dumps, right? Prevent clean entries and good gaps. Now, what would you say offensively in the neutral zone? What do you think?
Oh, in the neutral zone?
Yeah. I just have one big one. It's really one.
I think okay, so I think one of the biggest things that you can do in terms of working with your defensemen is you have to support each other all over the ice. Like if you go D to D, you can't just keep fading into like a no man's land zone. You have to come over the top and be an option for him because you're still in the play. He might not have a forward option. So you always have to be an option for your other defenseman. So if he goes D to D, then you're coming over the top kind of through the middle of the ice so he can hinge it back to you if he needs to. I think that's a big
100%. 100%. Like the ability to support the puck, whether it be coming underneath him or maybe even supporting forwards when they have the puck. Now, I would say that my simplest responsibility for a neutral zone D is when you dump the puck, and it's going to happen frequently, right? Sometimes like you are carrying it up and your forwards are still, right? That needs to be an attainable dump. And by attainable dump, I mean you need to put it in a spot where your forward can get it. Like a lot of people will just come in and boom, they shoot it into the zone. And now it's a free for all, right? Who's going to get it to it first? Their team or our team, right? If you're analyzing the ice, where we talk about playing with your head up, and I cross the red line, like if I have 4 guys on the right side of the ice, I'm probably not going to hard rim it over to the other side where there's nobody, right? Maybe it's a soft chip. Like, so you talk about like attainable dumps. If you're playing against a goalie who's very good at moving the puck,
I was just going to say that.
Let's keep it away from the goalie.
If you play with, once you get up to the higher levels and you start playing against goalies who can really play the puck, they'll stop every rim on you. And now they have full possession over it and they're going the other way.
There's a great clip. I don't know, for hockey people out there, if somebody could track it down, there's a great clip of Jimmy Howard from the Red Wings stopping rims and making clean breakout passes. It's insane. He's like hitting the middle. Like he's behind the net and he's passing it to the middle center and they're out of the zone.
Yep. Dude, that is the best thing ever. If you have a goalie who can play the puck, it makes your life as a defenseman 10 times easier.
Yeah.
Because they literally break the puck out for you. Instead of you going back, getting it and having to break it out, they make the play for you. Now you're going back the other way. Another thing I want to add before I forget to your point, because I think it's a really good point about, putting pucks in with a purpose, is you have to put it in at a timely time, I guess. You don't skate with it all the way to the blue line knowing you're going to dump it in, because now all your forwards are flat-footed waiting at the blue line. If you're going to put it in the spot, but do it when your forwards have speed going through the zone. So now they're not all standing there, and now you dump it, and now their defenseman just go pick it up. Now they're going the other way because everyone was flat-footed, waiting on you.
Yeah, that's 100% right. So recapping, I guess the 2 zones we've done so far: D zone, clean breakout passes, right? Mastering the chip off the glass and staying on the right side of the puck. Neutral zone, using the dots as a guideline, never being flat-footed, denying the middle, and attainable dumps. Now, what would you say offensively? Now we're in the O zone for a D.
Well, see, it really depends. This one, because now we're in the O zone, everyone has a different style in the O zone, right? Some guys are not that offensive, so they play it a little bit more safe. Some guys are super aggressive, and they'll be way more active in the O zone. So I'm going to base it off of me personally. Like, for me personally, okay, so I'll start off like if the puck's coming up to me at the point. I like to keep it very simple up there. Like, I'm the last guy back pretty much, besides my other defenseman. Have the puck. I'm responsible for it. I like to move it quickly. For me personally, like whether it's a D to D pass, if I know that my guy's open, as soon as I catch it, boom, I'm ripping it over to him. I want to spread the ice out a little bit, make it harder for them to defend against. Because once that puck gets moving, it can be hard to defend against. So I like to move the puck quick, and then I like to be simple at the blue line. Like if I know I'm going to shoot, I'm not like that fancy of a guy up there. I like to keep it simple up there, and you have to get it through my responsibility is to get it through the first layer.
I have to get it. That.
Yeah. My guy, the winger coming out to me, I have to get it through him. After that, it's kind of a free for all because there's just so many bodies going towards the net. It can hit things. So, and that can be a good thing too. Once you get it past that first layer and it hits something, drops in front of the net, gets tipped in. So that's my main responsibility, is getting it through that first guy. And then one other thing I want to add is you have to know, say they have the puck and they're breaking it out. You have to be aware of where your guys are on the ice, if you can pinch or not. Like if you don't have a winger coming back over the top for you, you can't pinch. You're just going to create 2-on-1 going the other way. So you have to be aware of where your forwards are on the ice and your defensive partner.
It's exactly. I mean, you kind of stole two of my. You kind of stole. So I'm going to elaborate. Like those are two. Such as biggest thing. Finding a lane is so important. And so you think, right, as a youth player, probably listening. All right, how do I find a lane? Right. The winger coming at you, and as you get better and better in hockey, that winger becomes very, very good at blocking shots. Like some guys in college, we've talked about this before, 3, 4, 5 block shots a game. Mm-hmm. Now that winger is also programmed to do certain things, right? When I wind up, maybe they're going to go to a knee. Maybe they're going to look to force me down the wall. Maybe they're going to look to cut off that D-to-D pass. I would say that fake to create a lane, it needs to be realistic. Like this is where a lot of people run into trouble, right? They'll do like a stick wave, or they'll do like I'm just going to look to or look to the corner. I'm sorry, that it's not going to work. Mm-mm. Like you need a full fake. I'm talking a weight shift. I'm talking a full look with my hands, look with my body. Then I move. So maybe one good fake is better than 1,000 little ones is basically what I would say. Yeah. So would you have anything to add to that?
Well, because I made a video on this the other day, actually. I forget who it was, but they had the puck up at the point, and he opened up his hips and made it look like he was going to pass it back down the wall. I think it might have been a power play. And he opened up his hips, like he made it look like he was going to throw it back down the wall. And Crosby was coming out at him at the point. And Crosby's stick was to the middle, and he flipped the side like this. And as soon as he flipped it, he's able to rock right to the middle just by opening his hips and making it, having a little deception that he's going to go back down the wall.
Oh, the wingers are so great at and high quality centers, right? They're great at playing defensively. So finding that lane is going to be so important for your team's offensive success. Now I'm going to say one thing and then go to branch over to the next part of it. When you have the puck at the point as a D, it's your responsibility, right? It is on you what play happens. A lot of times people say, well, like, where was my support? Like, where are my wingers? Like, there was nobody at the net front. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, frankly, it doesn't matter. You have the puck. So I'd say your first step, right? I get the puck at the point. I need to walk the middle. If the middle's not there, I need to go down the wall. If the wall's not there, and maybe there's nothing, okay, maybe I put it so it dies behind the net, but it's your responsibility. Now, on the defensive side of the puck, I would say something that helps with those gaps, and Jack kind of touched on it, is identify, right, who is your guy coming up the ice. Realistically, and the majority of the times, right, your guy is going to be that winger on your side, right? And then it's going to be center on center coming back, and then the forwards have their D. So if I can set my gap early and I can gap up onto that guy, right, that's going to put me in a good spot playing those rushes.
I think a lot of defensemen leave the zone too early.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid that their skating, they don't trust their skating to be able to, keep a good gap with these forwards, which I mean might be true for some guys. But if you can trust your skating and stay in the zone a touch longer, just so you have a better gap, it makes it so much easier to defend coming up the ice versus like having a bad gap and trying to defend.
Now I would say we've made some great points for D, right? If I'm a forward listening to this, right, I think this is super beneficial too, because now you're thinking, okay, what do I want in the D zone? I want to get that D pinned.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make them make a bad breakout pass. I want to enter in the middle. I want to get them outside the dots, right? I want to force bad dumps. I want to get in shot lanes, and I want to beat them up the ice, right? So I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, man, like we just give all this great information for D, right? No, but for forward, right? Learning the whole part of the game, right? Not just your position, only makes you a better player. That's why they want you playing. That's why people want you play like many sports, right? Play lots of sports, play lots of positions, right? You just become a better athlete, well-rounded. If I know the responsibilities of a D, now how can I take advantage of that?
Right. Like, well, if you think about it, like in a war, right? Say we're fighting a different country, we're not just going to come up with a game plan based off of what we like to do and what we think works. We're going to think about what the enemy is doing, right? That's how we're going to base most of our stuff off of is what they're doing. So as a forward, you can take all this information of, what defensemen are doing in a game and now think of, okay, how can I beat that?
Yeah. How can I beat that? If I know I think that the clearest example would be if I know that the D want to stay on the D side, right? Yeah. Maybe I suck a D in when I have the puck in the O zone and I spin off of him and beat him back to the net. Yeah. Maybe he hits me and I race him back to the net. And then coming in the neutral zone, I know he wants to stay inside the dots. Okay, maybe I draw him to one side and attack the middle. Or maybe I attack the middle and go wide. Like there's a lot of like Jack just said, right? Know what maybe the enemy is a strong word, but know what the enemy is doing. Like know what do you want to do?
Yeah. I think it's so important to kind of think on both sides of, whatever, we'll say the puck and kind of make your game plan from there based off of that.
Yeah, so absolutely.
That was really good information right there. I'm not gonna lie.
That was quality. It was quality.
That was high quality information. And that was, I think, obviously we stuck on one topic for a little while right there, but I think it's needed. You got to go into depth on some of these things or else it's just surface level information that
if I
isn't useful.
Exactly. Like if we told you guys just 6 points, right? Do these 6 things. It's like, whoa. Yeah. How do I do them? Why am I doing them? When do I do them? Right. So we tried to give you a little bit of that. And like we just said, forwards, like now you know what D are going to try to do or what they should be trying to do. So let's take advantage of that. Score some goals.
So what do you think a tool is that you can use to kind of learn?
I would say
how to do those things.
I would say one huge thing, there is a lot of power that can go into watching NHL hockey. Like, for example, for me is like now whenever I watch a hockey game, and I'm probably starting to drift out of this a little bit more than when I was playing, but you're not even watching to enjoy. You're watching to like analyze. Yeah. I think that's just years of playing. But, right, find a player that is similar to you. So say example, right? I'm not going to model my game after Quinn Hughes or Cale Makar or somebody like that, right? If you're stay-at-home D, probably model after, I don't know.
Brent Sopel. Sopel.
Yeah, there you go. But like watch NHL hockey and model your game after people. I think that as a youth hockey player, right? Learning your game, knowing your game and watching hockey could go a long way. What do you think?
I think if you can watch a guy, whether it's like just clips of him or, a full game and kind of pay attention to him or multiple guys during a game, if you can do that, and then if you could watch video of yourself after that, it kind of compare where what's similar, what's not, and you can make that comparison. I think that could help a bunch because like the mind and body connect 100%. So like you just watching those reps you'll start to understand how to connect watching it into your actual game 100%.
Yeah. It's something I encourage our guys to do. It's something that I was encouraged to do by the sports psychologist at school was like, you can get some mental reps in like throughout the week. Like I know my options off of a D zone draw now. I know my options off of a neutral zone draw. I know my options off an offensive zone draw. Right. And I see those over and over in my head again. It would be the same thing, say, if you're listening and I don't know, maybe you're a businessman or maybe you're in some sort of school, right? I can get reps of my presentation, right? I can get reps of whatever test, right? Like those are things like if you could sit on your phone for everybody's screen time probably averages like 7 hours a day. You can sit on your phone for 7 hours a day. You can take 15 minutes, set a timer, and just here you go. I'm repping out my game, right? And if you do that day out and day out, right? By that Friday, Saturday night, or whenever you play, right? You've only helped yourself, right? You've only helped yourself. It's not going to hurt you.
Yeah. Well, it could unless you like imagine yourself just like.
Wait, I have a combat for that. I knew you were going to say that, right?
Okay.
The way that I got around that was like, okay,
that's a good one.
some guys they're visualizing. They're like, man, like I can't stop visualizing myself making a mistake, right? I can't stop. Right? All I'm doing is Fletch, you're falling. I'm falling. I'm falling. Right. So how do you stop visualizing that? To me, it was like, all right, let's visualize the situation where I do fall. Right? How do I respond to that now? So it's like, okay, I get up, I sprint back to the net, boom. All right, now I have a plan, and I've created a plan for failure. Right? Like
that's a very good point. That is a great point.
It's like how's my next shift going to be? Right? If I could visualize 10 times a day, right? Say Fletcher does fall and they score. If I visualize an amazing next shift, right? Now I'm put myself in a position to succeed if and when, because it's going to happen, right? People are going to fall. People are going to fail, right? Now I can visualize my response to that. It's going to put me in a good spot.
Or not even how the next shift's going to go. How are you going to react when you get to the bench?
Exactly.
Are you going to sulk, or are you going to take a deep breath, keep your head high and stay in the game?
Exactly.
Or are you going to drop your head and pout?
Exactly.
You can even just get to that point.
Yeah. And same thing if you're at work. Same thing if you're at work, right? Say your boss says to you, hey, that presentation sucked, which like I'm sure there are some bosses out there that are pretty intense.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like how are you going to respond? Are you going to sit there and be like, oh my God, like my boss hates me? Like, or are you going to be like, okay, like, yeah, maybe it did suck, right? How can I prepare to be better next? When can I have a meeting with him to talk about it? Stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. That is a great point on how to handle like adversity.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in a negative mindset, like things aren't going right for you right now.
Yeah.
How do you kind of take that negative and prepare and focus to like not turn it into a positive, but deal with it in a, appropriate manner?
Yeah.
That's a really good point. That is a great point. Okay. So we just went on a big hockey tangent here.
Boom. That was a good hockey tangent.
That was a good hockey tangent. I agree. I think that was some great information, but I want to test your knowledge here a little bit, because I'll give you the reason why I want to test it, because I think this about myself all the time. Like if I'm listening to podcasts, like say Joe Rogan, right? He can remember like all these things, all these names, all these dates, like just a crazy amount of information. And I personally cannot. I suck with names. I suck with dates. Like someone be like, oh yeah, 2015, I was at blah, blah, blah doing this. And I'm like, I really have to go back, count on my fingers and be like, okay, that was then, go through the whole thing. I'm good at general topics. Like I can describe to you, like if we're talking about World War II, I could be like, just give you a general, like, like this guy did something, so then this is why this happened, but not like the name of who did what and when, where, why. So I want to test your knowledge, see what kind of guy you are.
Let's go. I'm all in for this. I'm all in.
So, all right. So I'm going to ask you 3 questions.
Do they get progressively harder?
We could say that.
Okay.
We could say that.
All right. Hit me with the first one.
Okay. Who was the second president of the United States? Everyone knows the first, but do you know
George
the second?
Washington, number 1.
Yeah. Easy.
John Adams, number 2.
Oh, that was good. Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, here we go.
I'm surprised you got that.
All right. I'm gonna gas myself up at the end after I go 3 for 3. So John Adams, number 2.
Dang, who's the third? I think it's Roosevelt.
Wait, who'd you say it was?
I don't know. No.
Oh my God, no. Jack, all right, Jack just
No,
whispered into his mic that it was Roosevelt. No.
I take
Okay.
that back.
All right, so I'm 1 for 1 so far. All right, second question.
Oh my, it's Thomas Jefferson.
Okay.
All right. So what years did World War I span through?
Okay. I'm going to get this one. I got to think through it a little bit. So the Roaring 20s, the 1920s, this is a booming car industry. And then we go into the 30s and 40s. That's World War II. So that means World War I is pre-Roaring 20s. So it's some years between. Oh gosh, I don't want to say early 1900s.
You got to give me dates. Like, give me years. You got to give me a range of years.
All right, it's pre-1920s. That's for sure. I'm going to go with.
I'll tell you that. Yes, that's correct.
Yes, but I'm saying what I'm thinking is the 1900s is too early, too late. I'm saying I almost want to say that the 1900s is too late. I'm going to go with somewhere between 1880 and 1920. Dude, am I correct in that? And I'll narrow it down.
Yes, you're correct.
Okay.
In that.
All right. So it's not 1880 to 1890. I'm going to get rid of that date.
Okay.
All right. So now I'm between 1890 and 1920. I'm going to go out on a limb and say because the Roaring 20s were so roaring, there wasn't a war leading up to that early. So I'm going to say it's somewhere between 1890 and 1910. No, it was leading up. Dude. All right. I'm going to say, all right, 1910.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to say 1910 to like 1918.
Okay. It was 1914 to 1918 to 1918.
I should have guessed that.
Dude, I'm sorry, but the 1800 that was a bad guess.
No. Was that a bad guess? I was narrowing it down.
Yeah, but 1880, are you serious?
I feel like you saying that offends everybody that lived in 1880.
No, but I'm offending you that you thought that the war was at that time period.
Okay, I'm gonna go give myself half a point.
That was almost as bad. That's almost as bad as Roosevelt, man.
Oh my God, no, not even close. You just said FDR was a Roosevelt. All right,
I know.
Regardless, okay, regardless. All right, I'm 1.5 for 2 right now.
No, you're not. I just had to tell you.
All right, third question.
Okay. All right, well, I want to lead off of that one because this is part of that one. All right. Who was in the war? Do you know? Like which side was on? Who was on each side, and what the two powers were called?
Yes, I think.
Okay, let's hear it. This is a tough one. I didn't. To be fair, I didn't know any of these.
The sad part. Okay, here's a little sad part here. I was a history minor in school. I was a history minor, and my focus was colonial Africa. So this is a little out of my realm. So I should do okay in colonial Africa questions, but I don't have any of those right now. I'm asking World War I questions. I'm going to say that it was Germany. Are they involved? They're definitely involved.
They're involved. They're always the starter.
Yeah. That's offensive, potentially. Don't cancel us.
I'm German.
Okay, there you go. I don't know. Is NATO involved? I don't think they are.
I don't know if NATO was around.
No, I don't think it is either.
I think it's maybe formed
this is
after
pre-USSR. No, maybe it is USSR. I don't know.
No, I think it's USSR.
So it's not Soviet Russia. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm going to go with. I don't think the U.S. is involved that heavily. Are they? Maybe they are. They are. They definitely are.
They're always involved.
They are involved. I don't know. Tell me. I'm because I'm going to make a bad guess.
All right. So the Central Powers were Germany, who I believe started it, Austria-Hungary, Bulgaria, and the Ottoman Empire.
Oh, yeah. Good. That's good.
And then the Allied powers, they had them beat right from the start based off this lineup. Dude, this lineup is top notch. Great Britain, France, Russia, Italy, Romania, Canada, Japan, US. It was like an 8v4.
Yeah. It's well, okay, it's 8v. There's a lot that goes into that, I think. So, all right. So, what was the one that you had, though? What was the one you had? Was there another one?
No, I have one more.
Okay, give me that one. Okay, so now I'm 1.75 for 3.
So wrong. Okay. No, you're not. Okay, so this is a hockey one.
Oh, this is a layup for me.
Okay.
Give me any hockey trivia.
Okay, all right, you said it. Who was the first NHL player to score 50 goals in a season?
First NHL player. Wow. So we're going back a little ways.
Yeah, I guess so. It's yeah. Any hockey history, you said you got it.
Maurice
so.
Richard.
Oh, that was right.
Let's go.
No
I told
way.
you. I'm good at hockey trivia.
No way.
Yeah, I told you. Any question, come at me. Little bonus points. Let's go.
Dude, I am mind blown right now that you knew that.
Yeah, Maurice Richard.
Oh my God. Oh,
that's pretty good.
That's unreal. That is awesome. I got a whole trivia thing up here right now.
I mean, those are
what? Okay. Okay, here. This actually.
Wait, I can't hear you. You muted yourself. There you go.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Which NHL team once drafted a player who didn't exist?
Whoa. Okay, that's a like.
No, I know. It's on a website, so I just want to see. Okay, so I'll tell you the options: Pittsburgh Penguins, Atlanta Flames, Buffalo Sabres, and the Philadelphia Flyers.
I'm gonna go with the Sabres.
That's on. How do you do that?
I don't know. That's a wild question. That's not very tangible question.
Correct.
Who was it? Sabres?
That was correct. Yeah.
I'm 2 for 2. That's easy. It's a layup.
Okay, last one, and then we'll wrap this up. This is for the listeners at home too. They can play along.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
Who is the fastest player in NHL history to reach 1,000 career points?
Ooh.
Do you want the options?
Yeah, give me the 4 options.
All right. Lemieux, Eddie Shore, Gretzky, and Guy Lafleur.
Guy Lafleur.
You think so? That's your final answer?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's correct or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, what was it?
Oh.
Not Gretzky.
Yeah, it was.
Was it really?
Yeah. On December.
Wait, give me a modern one. Give me a modern NHL trivia.
I don't know if they'll have any on here. What year was the offsides rule introduced? I couldn't even tell you.
I have no idea.
Okay, these are all like old school ones. I don't think I'm going to be able to find a younger or a newer one.
I got one for you. Off the top of my head.
No, I'm not going to lie. I am terrible.
Jack Nichols, you host a hockey podcast. Name me the last 3 Stanley Cup winners.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Tampa's definitely in there. The
last 3. They actually played in all 3 of the finals.
Did they really?
Yeah.
The Blues?
Nope.
The Blues aren't in it?
No, the last 3. Nope.
I'm struggling to remember who won last year, to be honest.
I know. I was thinking about this yesterday. I had to remind myself. It was the Colorado Avalanche.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was Tampa. And then it was Tampa again.
Okay. Colorado is just such a they're not a sleeper team by any means, but it's like I just don't associate them with like winning a cup for some reason.
Yeah.
But they're unreal. Okay, that was pretty embarrassing. I'm not going to lie.
Wait. I'll give you a redemption. I'm
just going to embarrass myself here. You're setting me up for failure no matter what.
Well, you just made me say on public podcast that I thought the war started in the 1800s. So this is payback.
Okay. Yeah, but we're talking.
I narrowed it down, though. I narrowed it down.
Okay, fair. But this is a hockey podcast. You're asking me NHL history, and I don't know jack shit
name
about NHL
Name
history.
the 4 NHL teams that do not end in S.
Ooh. Like so the actual name. Okay. The Kraken.
There you go. There's 1.
The Lightning.
There's 2.
Maple Leafs, Toronto, Vancouver Canucks, Calgary Flames. Don't tell me.
Jack, we just talked about one.
Okay. The Avalanche.
There you go. There's 3. One more to close off the podcast.
Oh shit. Where are they located?
In an area near you. You're warm. You're warm to them. Are you warm to them? Not really. Kind of.
Are they in California?
No. I'll name a player on their team.
Okay.
Kirill Kaprizov.
Oh, the Wild?
There you go. I was about to say, you can't not know that one.
I know it. Dude, they're not that close to me.
See, they're warm. It's warm.
Yeah.
It's warmer than Carolina.
Well, yeah.
There you go.
All right. We're fading here, so we will shut it down for the day. This is episode number 6 of the No One Told Me Hockey Podcast with myself, Jack, and my boy Fletcher over there. You got any final remarks?
I'm going to say good luck to the Chiefs tonight in the Super Bowl. Everybody have a safe Super Bowl Sunday. Enjoy the buffalo chicken dip. Enjoy some hot dogs, some wings, some pizza.
Do you like hot dogs, by the way?
I don't like glizzies. I don't like glizzies.
I don't think they're very good.
I'm not a big fan. But maybe if they're broiled. No. Anyway, good luck. We'll talk about that next time. Good luck, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week.
All right. I'll see you, Fletcher.
Yep.